Give it a second, see if I can get caught up there. This is on a piece of chicken on this side of the boat, believe it or not. How important is the reel when it comes to catching catfish? Well, we're going to go into some detail on that. I know a lot of people get preoccupied with the price. They think that, well, if one's inexpensive, 40 or 50 bucks, it's not going to catch a catfish or catch a big catfish. Whereas if they pay $200 or $300 for a reel, it's going to catch bigger catfish and catch catfish that those smaller reels won't catch. There are some important things with a more expensive reel, and there's some benefits to having one. We'll go into that in a minute, but first let's take one of these less expensive reels and try to catch a catfish. Guys, I think I got a fish on this outside planer board. Yes, I do. Hooked up. Feels like a decent fish. Feels like a decent fish. The old Lose with the aftermarket power handle I put on there to sweeten her up. Let me get this planer going backwards on this one. Give it a second, see if I can get caught up there. This is on a piece of chicken on this side of the boat, believe it or not. Out here on a cool winter morning, trying to stick a few catfish. How you doing? Got a guy in a kayak right beside me over here. You're gonna make my YouTube video. I think he's listening to AirPods. Anyway, hooked up. See what we got here on a planer board. There we go. Get her in. And get that one out. All right, I am either into that planer board or I got another fish going. There goes my little guy over through there on the kayak. Not a kayak, but one of those little sculling boaty thingies. A lot of times they run into me because they row them backwards. Sometimes don't pay attention to where they're going. He missed my planer boards this time. I've never had a boat hit me, but I've had the oars hit me before. Don't lose reel, man. I put this one back into action. Yeah, guys, I think I do have one still on this outside rod here, or the inside planer board was the outside. There he is. First one of the day. Show canning that 12, 13 pound fish. We can't complain about that, baby. Piece of chicken. Chicken doing its job. In a second, let's get this other one in here first. See if he's any bigger, better, or not. Let's see what we got here. See where he's at. There he is. Might have pulled off. Nope, he's there. He was just coming out the boat. Heck yeah, doubled up, man. Doubled up wintertime catfish. Cannot complain about that. Planer board off of here. We will see if he's nettable. Oh, yeah, he feels nettable. It's funny, you get out here and you're dragging slow, about a half a mile an hour. Man, you cover water, never get bit, never catch fish, and then boom, two of them back to back. I do believe a bite will bring on a bite. I think action brings action in the fishing world. Oh, you don't want to stay down. It might be a better fish. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Take them any way we can get them, baby. He's staying down. There he is. There he is. Man, we got twins. We got twins. Pretty much same age class of fish. All right, guys, there's one of them. Let me get this other one over here. Pop over here, baby. Pop over here. Get you up here. Get you back in the water. Couple good looking fish. Heck yeah. Let's get them back alive. Boom, there's a fish in the boat that came on a $75 reel. Kind of a middle range reel there. It's not super cheap, not super expensive, but right there in the middle of the road. Now, I was talking about a minute ago the more expensive reels and one of the benefits. One of the big benefits is that generally these things are made by the major manufacturers like Penn or Abu Garcia. And what this means for you is that, well, you can get replacement parts for them if something breaks. On the round reels, especially the level wind reels, you're going to have a couple of parts that are going to wear out, just like brakes on a car. It's called a pawl and a worm gear. It's a little thing that puts the line onto the reel evenly for you. Going with a more expensive one makes these parts more readily available. Now, some of these parts are interchangeable and you can get the parts for them or get somebody like Vern's Reel Repair in Ohio to do the work for you. There are some benefits to some of the less expensive ones. Let's catch another fish first. Guys, I think one hit this inside Lose reel. Yep, Hooked up, baby, hooked up. This is a different one than the other one. It's the same size reel. It's just got the factory handle on it. It's not a power handle, but it is oversized. It's got about the same reach as a power handle. It's a good, comfortable crank. This one, on chicken. This line is straight out. Obviously, we got some on planer boards. Those last two came on planer boards. This one's straight out the back. How big he is. Liftable. We got one liftable this time. This is a blue also. Get him in here, see if we can get him in here without popping a hook. Oh, he looks throat hooked. He's got some blood coming out of him. I'll let him have the hook. We'll do the nice thing. Nice eater size, get him back. Pow, more fish in the boat on reels that don't cost you that much. Now, one of the benefits to the less expensive reels is, well, one, if you want 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, it's much more affordable, obviously. Some of these reels cost you around, 55 to 75 bucks. You can buy 2 of those, sometimes 3 of them for the price of one of the more expensive reels. Now, for a lot of people, if you don't fish a lot, you're not putting that many days on the water, it's not a bad way to go, because quite honestly, a lot of people will fish these things for 8, 10, 12 years, throw them away and buy a brand new one instead of repairing them. That's where the legacy value comes in with the more expensive reels. You may have heard me talk about that before, is, they become an heirloom reel. Some of these old Abu Garcias that I've got, have probably been handed down for generations, and you can continue to fix them, continue to replace things on them, and you can hand them down to your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, and go on down. So you kind of have to pick and choose your battle there on what you want to do. Do you want to spend a lot of money on something that's going to last forever? Or do you want something that's going to last you 2, 3, 4 seasons and you buy a new one and start over? All right, guys, I think that inside straight back rod is hooked up. Boom. Yes, it is. Boom. Hooked up on the loose. Chicken bait. Made a long pull since that last fish. Came up into an area where I thought there were going to be fish, up onto a big point. There were fish there the other day. They're not there now. Coming off the point in some deep water. Puff. We're on them. Hooked up again. Chicken bait. And this is the lose reel, the LXLC60. There's too many letters in this reel, lose. Just call it the LX60 or something like that. Too many letters to remember. I'll say it wrong. Somebody will enter it in Google wrong. I'll put you a link in the description where you can buy one of these if you want one. It's got a fish, bringing it in, doing its job, doing what it's supposed to. Another wintertime catfish. One thing I like about having my open area back here, gives me a lot of room to net stuff. That's why I like these multi-bar rod holders. That's a better looking fish. Shoot, he's in the net. Come here, Sassy. Let's not make a mess. We're all friends here. Nobody's gonna get eat today. The only thing that died to make this trip possible was a chicken. Good looking blue cat. Wintertime blue cat. Heck yeah. We're gonna put this one back alive so you can come catch it. Another thing to consider when buying some of the less expensive reels is, well, some people get into fishing and decide it's really not for them, or they don't have a lot of time for it. And when you first get into it, you may not want to dump $150, $200, $250 on a reel, only to find out, well, you'd rather play golf. Getting some of these less expensive reels, especially the round reels, the level winds, when you first get into the sport, when you're first trying it out, a good idea to go with some of the less expensive ones. Try a couple of them. If you really, really like them and you want something better, you're fishing a lot, you can spend the money then. You may find out too, man, I hate throwing one of these things. These things are a pain in the butt to throw. A lot of these round reels are. I want to go with a spinning reel. You can basically save some money, do a little experimenting, test the waters out. And that's another good reason to go with some of the less expensive ones. That looks like a bite on the straight back line. Oh yeah. Guys, I might have to go back and look at the video, but I think this is the 3rd fish on this reel. This being the line that is straight back, not on a planer board. I'm curious what the rig is. I'm curious if this is the one that has the rattle. This is a piece of chicken. The other ones do not have rattles, or 2 of the 3 have corks on them. So hooked up. This is on the lose. The LCLCLJK60. It's the Laser 60. If you decide to buy one of these, I'm gonna put a description link in the, I'm gonna put a link in the description below. It's a Laser 60. That's the best way to describe it. Decent fish, a nice one. Man, I have been dragging a long way since the last fish, a long way. There it is, top of the water. Yep, this is the one with the rattle. Fish in the boat. Boom. Wow. Let go. Let go. Yeah, maybe 8 pounds. There he is, nice little blue cat. If you're eating them, this would be a meal for a couple of people right there. Good fish, blue cat, on the loose reel. Getting back alive. Shoot, he going. For me personally, I have both. I have a lot of Abu Garcia 6500 and 5000 reels. I love them, had them a long time. They work great. I use them on some of my trips. But I've also got, as we've seen today, some of the less expensive reels out here that I fish with. Honestly, they work just fine. I've had no real problems out of them outside of, you know, paws wearing out, worm gears wearing out. It's like I said before, it's like brakes on a car. That's going to happen no matter what. But other than that, when you go in with the mindset of you're getting what you pay for and you understand that, that's one thing I tell people. They ask, I get messages all the time. Is this reel as good as an Abu Garcia? And I'll tell them right up front, absolutely not. It's like going, you know, is this Ford Fiesta as good as this Mercedes Benz? No, it's not. But the cost to buy it, the cost of ownership is more for those more expensive ones. You get more value in them, but they both get you from point A to point B. So it's different for everybody. Just go into it knowing that the less expensive reels are gonna catch fish. They're gonna catch big fish. You can catch big fish with them. But if you spend more money, you want something a little bit nicer, I think you'll be very pleased with it and very happy that you got it.